So this is an excerpt from the book The Physics of Star Trek by Lawrence Krauss. And I've picked a part of the book where he talks about some of the problems that Star Trek has and some of the impossibilities physically. In space, no one can hear you scream. The promo for Alien got it right, but Star Trek usually doesn't. Sound waves do not travel in empty space. Yet, when a space station orbiting the planet Tenuga 4 blows up, from our vantage point aboard the Enterprise, we hear it as well as we see it. What's worse, we hear it at the same time we see it. Even if sound waves could travel in space, which they can't, the speed of a pressure wave such as sound is generally orders of magnitude smaller than the speed of light. You don't have to go further than a local football game to discover that you see things before you hear them. A famous experiment in high school physics involves putting an electric buzzer in a bar gel, a glass container, from which the air can be removed by a pump. When the air is removed, the sound of the buzzer disappears. As early as the 17th century, it was recognized that sound needed some medium to travel in. In a vacuum, such as exists inside the bell jar, there is nothing to carry the sound waves, so you don't hear the buzzer inside. To be more specific, sound is a pressure wave or disturbance, which moves as regions where the pressure is higher or lower than the average pressure propagate through a medium. Take away the medium, and there is no pressure to have a disturbance in. Incidentally, the bell jar example was at the origin of a mystery I discussed earlier, which was very important in the history of physics. For while you cannot hear the buzzer, you can still see it. Hence, if light is supposed to be some sort of wave, what medium does it travel in which isn't removed when you remove the air? This was one of the prime justifications for the postulation of the ether. I had never taken much notice of the sound or lack of it in space in the series. However, after Steven Weinberg and several others mentioned that they remembered sound associated with Star Trek explosions, I checked the episode I had just watched, A Matter of Perspective, the one in which the Tenuga 4 space station explodes. Sure enough, kaboom! The same thing happened in the next episode I watched, when a shuttle that was carrying stolen trilithium crystals away from the Enterprise blew up with a loud bang near the planet Archaea. I next went to the Star Trek movie Generations. There, even a bottle of champagne makes noise when it explodes in space.